Are you a special needs parent whose spouse or partner is completely missing in action when it comes to caring for your child and also helping out around the household? Are you getting more frustrated and wish that there was more help from everyone? Well, then you don't want to miss today's video. Hey everyone, this is Joanne from This Uncommon Journey, and I am a special needs parent just like you. That's my son Joe. So I know firsthand just how complicated and overwhelming this journey can be. In fact, I recognized a long time ago that as special needs parents, we don't have the same resources and tools and access to good information that typical parents do. That's why I created This Uncommon Journey. This is your safe space. And what you'll find here is options and resources and tools so that you can make the best decisions for your child and also have more confidence in your role as a parent. So today it's all about getting all hands on deck and getting everybody helping out. Here we go. Hey everyone, so today we are talking about when there is one partner or one spouse in the household, in a family, that is really doing most of the work, doing all the heavy lifting, doing all the pickups, the grocery shopping, the cooking, the cleaning, and in addition to all that, really seems to be doing all the extra work and all the extra care for your special needs child. So we're going to take a look at what the issues are, and we're going to talk about some helpful solutions that just hopefully will get the work back on balance and hopefully the household in a little bit more better harmony with everything. So the goals overall are really that everyone's pitching in somewhat equally, right? That the duties of care, like I said, the grocery shopping, the care that needs to be given to your other kids, pickups, drop-offs, homework help, all of those household chores and duties, that there's a real partnership, that everyone's pitching in. And the other piece that should be mindful of is that when the unexpected occurs, right? If everyone kind of has their piece that they're doing, but if one spouse, one partner has issues at work or might possibly have to travel with work, or if there's an illness in the family, in the extended family, or if there's something going on that the other partners really readily and happily pitching in to provide that interim support as well. And then finally, the consideration should be that each partner has their own free time that's really carved out within a week or within a 2-week period, whereby it's their time, it's their free time. Not only that after they get all of their household work done and chores done and bills paid, but then there's also some free time where it's away from the oversight and the care of the special needs child. Everyone needs their individual space here and there. So, and a point I do want to make about this as well, and I don't know if you've heard about this, but aside from your own individual care, really for a happy, healthy, safe space and good space for your family is this idea of the 2-2-2 rule for families, right? So every 2 weeks that the partners, the spouses are going out on a date night. Every 2 months, it's a long weekend, time away just for them to reconnect. And then every 2 years, it's a longer, maybe 1-week trip. So there's been notes, there's been conversation on different boards that this has been a really helpful method for a lot of spouses and couples to stay connected and to work through not only some of the things that are going on in the house, but also to really just have their time away from all of that as well. So all that said, if the burden of responsibility is on one partner, right? One partner is doing all of the laundry work. One partner is doing all the cooking. One partner is doing all the cleanup after the cooking and one partner is also fully responsible or really mostly responsible for the care of the kids and also the special needs child. And if that one partner is put in a position where they actually have to ask for help, right? Can you help me take the kids? Can you help me put this food on the table tonight? Can you help me clean up after the dishes? Then the assumption is that that individual owns all of those responsibilities and is really responsible for getting everything done. And if they're technically asking for help, it means that they're responsible and they own all of that. And it's really too much for one individual to manage. So, and if the other partner is really disengaged from all of that, doing their own thing, kind of sitting on the couch after dinner, not helping with the homework, it's not going to end well. There's going to be a buildup of resentment. There's going to be a buildup of just overall dissatisfaction within the marriage. And then individuals are going to start retreating, and there's not going to be healthy conversation, and there's not going to be healthy dialogue. So if your spouse is not helping, let's dig a little deeper into why this might be going on. So one of the first things is just this general idea of they're just not helping, right? So some of the reasoning behind that is that because of certain roles that each of you have stepped into, that one individual who's not engaged just might feel inadequate. You might kind of own this, and you might be Superwoman or Superman and have your lists and digging right in, and they kind of feel as though they can't get on board to what you're doing. So you just seem to have everything fully covered. And overall, it's just working. It's just what you're doing. It seems to be working, but one spouse, one partner might be really unhappy about it. And the imbalance of workload is just not being addressed. So it's this idea of they're just not helping and it's not being addressed. The next idea to consider is if one of the partners actually can't help, right? So there's limitations there due to a location. I think of families in the military, right? So one spouse might be overseas and the other spouse is really the only one at home that's managing the household, managing the care of the kids, and managing the care of the special needs child as well. The other consideration is if there's job requirements, if based on someone is working an overnight shift and needs to sleep during the day, and there's kind of this imbalance of scheduling, that could be one of the reasonings behind all of this as well. And finally, if there's a physical limitation, physical and or mental limitation that's going on with one of the partners, that could be the reason why there's this imbalance going on. So that needs to be considered as well. Finally, this idea of the individual won't help. And let me just move my screenshot here. And this is really kind of a warning. This is a big red flag. This is a really big slippery slope to be going down here. So if you have asked your partner, flat out asked, can you help me? Can you do your share? I'm feeling overburdened. I'm really getting stressed out by all of this. I can't do all of this. And if your partner refuses and also says yes but never follows through, this is a big red flag. And this is one of the things that we need to dig into a little bit deeper and has probably bigger consequences with the household and with the marriage as well. So now what? So we've kind of explored those three different areas and those three different considerations about what are the dynamics that are going on in the household. So moving forward, if your spouse just doesn't help, it's time to start having the conversation. And as part of that, it's time to ask very direct questions and make very direct statements. So you need to be clear about what's going on. And if necessary, cite examples, right? Last week, these are all the things, and make a list, these are all the things I had to cover. And with that, and with work, and with the care of our special needs child, I cannot physically, mentally keep at this pace anymore. So now we need to come up with a different game plan. So this needs to change. I do need help with figuring this out with a new balance of work, and we need to reassign different things. You need to share in all of this, so very direct statements, very direct questions. Then you really want to set some guidelines on caregiving, especially when it comes to your special needs child. That should be almost a standard. So if your child has medical conditions or is medically fragile and there's G-tubes involved or a feeding tube or something else or medicine, there should be a standard of care where if one partner is providing that care, it would be the same exact setup, the same exact delivery for the other parent as well. So you really don't want to you don't want to vary it too much on any of that, and set those guidelines so you're both kind of in sync in how that's working. You also want to manage your expectations about how everything else gets done, right? So if you had been the one who's been covering getting the household cleaned up, right, cleaning the bathrooms every week, and it's not particularly up to the way you would have done it or the exact standard, well, you can have a little bit of a conversation with regard to, you know what, can you just make sure X, Y, is Z happening, that the sink is wiped down a little bit better because the kids are, or can you wipe it down every night because the kids are really making a mess day to day and it really gets messy by the end of the week. So, but you want to be cautious about those conversations because you don't want to be the overlord about this, right? You've asked for help. Let your partner do it the way he or she feels it's best to do it. And you only want to intervene when it's really causing some more larger issues in the household. The standard of care for your special needs child, that's one level. But with everything else, as long as things are getting done and things are working and things are moving along, you don't want to have that oversight. You really wanted this off your plate, so get it off your plate and leave it off your plate. The other thing is, as a team, you want to just have these regular check-ins, right, as a partnership. So maybe it's once a week, maybe it's following that 2-2-2 schedule, right? Every 2 weeks when you're out on that date night, maybe you only spend 15 minutes and you're kind of doing a little bit of a data dump with how things are going with the kids, with your special needs child, with the household, but you don't want it to fully engulf your time as a couple. But you do want to make sure that you are having these regular check-ins so that everyone's fully on board and everyone's aware of what's coming up and how things are going. So if your child has special needs and you have this extra work and this extra responsibility that needs to be done aside from the household, and you have a spouse that just can't help, right? Some of the things you need to begin assessing for yourself individually, for yourself, and also with your partner is, what is this all looking like for the partner that's really taking on the load of most of the care, right? Is this situation a permanent situation? Is it something that, you know what, for the next 6 months, someone has to do, is going to be relocated to do some consulting or something? So can the one partner manage this for this given period of time? And within that, or is it permanent? And if it's permanent, let's go through as well some of the considerations that you both want to think about. So what life changes can be made to help? What is also available for the main partner that's doing all the extra work? And both partners should work hard to kind of implement and find and support foundations of other household and care support. And what does that look like? If the situation is permanent or semi-permanent, where someone's going to be stationed overseas, say, for 3 or 4 years, does it make sense to make that bigger life decision, right? Should the care partner then think about moving closer to family to have that extra support? What can be done with, if the partner who has most of the care and is working full-time as well, what other additional support and help can they bring in? Can they get someone to clean the house? A live-in nanny for the other kids? What does all this look like? And those are the kind of decisions that you have to think about, consider, and then review. And also think about, if there is just one person managing in this, it's a lot. And I know there's individuals, I know there's moms and dads out there who are living this every day, And stay tuned. Please hit the subscribe button because we're definitely going to be having a video soon about what that looks like, right? How do you manage through respite care if you are truly and completely on your own because of location or because of family or marital discord, right? So if this is your situation, and you do have your spouse though that's helping, what else can be done? What else can be implemented to help? And with that, if the main caregiver needs time off, you need to find a way to work that through. And whether it's through family help, respite care, those are the things that should be talked about and explored for both partners, and good decisions to be made together. And then even if the partner's overseas, or even if the partner's in another location, or even if the partner physically can't assist, you want to still keep having those regular check-ins as well. So finally, let's take a look at this idea that the partner that simply will not help. And again, this is a huge red flag. This has pretty big consequential impact. So let's break this down a little bit more. So if this is the case, and that has verbally been said, that the partner, you know what, this is on you, I'm too tired, and there's really no good reasoning going on here, you have to ask and make those direct questions. Will you go to counseling? Because this is causing damage in our relationship. This is causing damage with our family. And with that, you have to begin to assess that, right? What kind of damage is it causing for me and the kids? Am I having problems with my job now because I can't get to work? And you have to start asking some pretty tough questions of yourself. Can I do this long term? Can I stay in this marriage knowing that my spouse, my partner, is sitting on the couch while I am physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted, and really trying to get through each day and getting no sleep because of it, and because our child needs round-the-clock care, and because I'm also working? So at this point, it may be time to think about making a hard decision. So the bottom line is no one person can do it all. In a typical household, that's the case. But if you have a special needs household where your child needs additional care, and there has studies been where it's almost 30% more hours that a family is going to have to work through the care and the support that a special needs child takes. So one person really can't do it all. And especially if there's a partnership here, you would expect that both individuals are going to be pitching in. So let's break down some really smart final tips on all this. You want to clarify and assign roles and responsibilities, right? You're going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to take care of this end of the sheet. And then each person should really own their responsibilities. Show up, make up your own, do the best that you can, give 100%. The other person shouldn't be looking over your shoulder and saying, did you remember last week you forgot this? So you really want to own it. You want to bring your best to this situation, because it's bringing the best to your family and it's bringing the best for your special needs child. So you also want to be open to provide extra support when you need it, right? So if your spouse is struggling for a given period of time because of workload or because of an illness, be really positive, be really opening about, look, I'm going to take care of this for you for this next week, for this next month, I got your back. So, and like I said, you really want to keep one another in the loop, get those weekly updates going, talk about a family calendar, a shared to-do list, a shared goal list for the family, for the week, for the month. So everybody's really in sync. Everyone's working positively. Your special needs child is getting their very best care, and appointments are being attended to, medical appointments are being attended to, IEPs are being reviewed, so that you both are fully in and fully working to support not only the household, but support your child. So that's our review. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. Please put your comments below if there's anything that you've worked out within your household that's really helping, or if you have some other helpful hints for special needs families. We're always looking to reach back and to pull another family forward. Please hit the subscribe button And so keep an eye out for more videos just like this. And finally, below, we'll have a link to a special couple templates for you to really help make your household run a little bit easier. We're going to have some great templates that you can use for grocery shopping and also for planning your week ahead. So hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.